What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We're back on the restaurant project today. If you guys are members of the channel or channel members, you've seen some more progress going on over there, because I know some of you guys are getting a little sick of seeing this content. And trust me, guys, I wish the restaurant was done also. Unfortunately, with a small crew, it takes a while for us to get these things done. But we're working here every single day. So if you guys want to see some more of the content that may not have been on the main page, go ahead and join the channel membership page. There's also other content we can't post on there, like some slingshot content, a little coyote hunting content, and all of that. There's a link in the description of this video that'll allow you to join the channel members. So today is a little chaotic over here at the restaurant. As you can see up in the front of the restaurant on the main street here, we've got the entire street closed down because they are repaving all of the patches where we patched in for our new water line as well as our new gas line that came in. So we've got the lay down machine, the paver, dump truck, everything just clustering in this area, taking all of the parking. And then back over here, we've got the restaurant next door that's getting built. They're getting their countertops today, so they've got a bunch of trucks over here. Then we are actually gonna be pouring concrete today in the next like 45 minutes or so. So we need all of this alley right here for our concrete trucks and our pump. So as you guys can see, everything is stacked on top of, stacked on top of, stacked on top of today. But inside of here, if you guys have not seen, I don't remember, I think this is only on the channel member side of things, all of these forms in for the curb. This is gonna be a perimeter curb for the patio section. And you can see it's going to encapsulate all of the fence panels, or the fence posts, sorry, that we put in. It's a massive curb. It's a 12-inch curb coming all the way around. Right here is going to be a gate, and then right here is going to be a gate. We've got our vent line coming up for a grease trap right there, as well as I believe that's just regular conduit. I don't think there is a sensor that runs, but I think that runs back inside there. This one, I believe, is just an extra conduit that's going to run up. But we needed this to run along the outside of the fence. It was originally over here. I have since moved it, put it into our curb, because this is going to be the trash enclosure. So we don't want the guys rolling the dumpsters in and out to smack the vent line for the grease trap and break it. So we moved it into the curb, but then we shifted it over a little bit. So when we go to put our metal fence panels right here, this will ride right along the backside and up and vent above the this is a 9-foot fence, so it's pretty tall. Inside we've got the floor prep going on in the bar area. It's going to be epoxy just like in the kitchen, so these guys are grinding, doing all their prep. Look at this, dude. A1 concrete pumping. Best employees on the fucking planet, dude.
18.
Oh, shit. How long you been with them?
20 something years. 22.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah.
Get a real job.
Lifer, bro. Lifer.
When am I getting a hat, dude? What the hell? Concrete truck is here now. On top of us pouring today, them doing asphalt in the street, they're also going to be pouring the sidewalk back in. That's not us. That's a separate company that does all of the city street stuff and the general engineering stuff. Plus, the concrete mix for a city sidewalk needs to be big rock, which is 3/4 and gravel inside of it. Whereas we're doing pea gravel, which is the smaller stuff for our curb. So it's not like we could even tag team with each other if we wanted to.
Sorry, man.
Any rags right there? Get it? The rags?
You got a hole? You got a hole over there or what?
I guess so. Thought he had everything sealed.
Hey, what size pants you wear? I got some pants in the truck. What size you wear?
I don't want no air bubbles. we pretty much got the truck all poured out. We've got the curb, and then we've got this lower section of what is going to be the outdoor barbecue area. Right here is going to be a sink, countertop area, and then I believe that it's just going to be a standalone barbecue that goes right next to it. So we're just pouring, basically. It's going to get, again, a countertop over top of it. But we want this area level, because once we go to pour this slab in this whole section over here, that's all going to have a slope falling down to this corner where we have this drain that is run through out underneath the sidewalk and out through where they cut the curb to let the water out. So upstairs, we've got Nick working on the last little bit of flooring in here, which was basically this catwalk. But as you can see, we've got a lot of little intricate cuts that we have to make. None of this is undercut. The flooring guys came up here yesterday and like, oh, you guys are undercutting stuff? No. We cut it. I mean, obviously we can't undercut a post that's holding up the roof, but you can see Nick's attention to detail over here on getting just the last little bits nicked out so you can get perfect cuts like so, all the way around these little scallops, around all the brackets. And then we're gonna make a little mitered edge here that's going to be out of the same material, because to buy like stair nosing or whatever that they make, it's like a couple weeks out. We don't want to wait, so we're going to make our own. But first, obviously, again, Nick has to go around all of these parts right here, and of course nothing's really square, and it's kind of typical for this building. Everything's all a little bit out of whack, but we've got the right man on the job. And you know, I got Nick started over here. He said my work was good.
Yep.
Am I okay, Nick?
Yep.
All right.
Yep, no problem.
Let's see, look at that. That'll click in now. There you go. Alrighty, else I know I've said it on this channel many times. I am not a concrete finisher. HYPERLITE is the concrete finisher. But it's pretty hot today. This concrete's going off faster than he had anticipated. So we're jumping on right now to help him get this curb knocked out so we don't lose it. So a lot of our tools, like this edger, we had to cut down because a typical standard edger is about 6 inches wide, which wouldn't fit in between these posts. So we had to modify some tools to make this work. Come in here and help you, dude. Together, buddy. And we can do this. All right, so we've got most of the area that's been cooking out in the sun handled. So even though this is the spot that we poured out first, it is in the shade. So we've got a little bit of time to work with her. Not much though. You guys can see it's going off pretty good. So we're really just trying to work this cream up to the surface, and that's what gives us our smooth finish. We are brooming this curve, so it doesn't need to be 1000% perfect. It's gonna get a broom finish. Please. So where a lot of people go wrong when they're trying to do some like DIY concrete is they let the rocks come to the surface, or they try to dig stuff out at this stage. At this stage, it's too late. I mean, you can't go digging in it and then get the cream to come back up. You're just gonna bring rocks up and then you'll never get a good finish. So you don't want to dig in. Right now you can see I've got the trowel perfectly flat and I'm not letting the edges dig in. This is bringing up that last little bit of cream that we're gonna need to finish this off. And then we'll come in with the edge of the trowel, give her a good finish. Touch up these edges a little bit. What?
He's looking up cement trials. He's going to be a finisher now.
Oh, he's gonna try it?
Yeah.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, the fire is out. We got her done. Again, this thing was going off a lot quicker than Paparano had anticipated. Normally, I mean, this by himself would be no biggie. That man has done whole trucks of concrete flat work by himself with just Abel kind of tending to him. But we're good. We are all broomed. We got a nice broom finish on her right there. Now back inside, now that we got the curb handled, you can see Scott's gone ahead and taken all of this reclaimed copper that we had off of one of the old restaurants, or the last restaurant that we built, and gone ahead and faced the bar front with it. He's also got his base down there, and he's currently running some mahogany through the planer, which are going to be our strips that are going to go in between each seam of these 2-foot wide sheets. We've also got the bar top on, which again I believe was on the channel members video. But you can see it is a very good sized bar here. Obviously in the back section, it is gonna get filled with equipment. They're gonna come back tomorrow, scrape off all of this sand that they use as texture for the floor. And then they'll do another coat with the resin, put more sand on top, scrape it off again, and then it'll get a coat of clear. We went black FRP on the inside here instead of white like we did the kitchen, which I think actually looks really good up against the wood paneling back there. Inside the kitchen, you can see obviously this is all bright white FRP, which FRP is, again, the plasticky stuff we put on the walls because you have to have a cleanable surface on the walls. Pretty much kitchen's done. I mean, this is really just kind of our storage space now. The other thing that is done is all of the palings, which are those funny shaped things you see up there on the railing. So again, we had all of those CNC'd out, and then John and the guys finished these all with a coat of stain and 2 coats of polyurethane clear. All of this mahogany is done, that mahogany is done. We've got our drywall finished up underneath, and I'm sorry it's super loud in here, but we've got a planer and a table saw running. Not ideal times to film. So our mudder's gonna come back and get all of this finished. We've got all up underneath the stairwell finished. We got the posts for the staircase nice and trimmed out in the paneling. There's a lot of wood on wood on wood in this place. And then nothing we do is normal. So even again, a detail like this, we could just buy the stair nosing. But Nick's been working for a good majority of the day today on making this right. Instead of having just the standard underlayment, which was this stuff right here because it had a little bit of squish in it. We didn't want that, so he ripped down some strips of wood that is the thickness of the underlayment. That way this edge right here will never move. It'll be solid instead of the squishiness that this has right now because it's floating on that underlayment, but it'll still be at the same height. So it's all these little details that go into this project. It's something like this that somebody's gonna look at and be like, yeah, you can just slam in a nice little nose, but you can't, you need a nick, right buddy?
I bet.
So Nick's got his pieces made up. He put a nice little miter on it, and then he's gonna make a nose piece that mates up to it. There you go. It's gonna look just like so. Oh yeah, beautiful, buddy.
There we go.
Beautiful. Outside, they got the sidewalk all patched in. Now again, this is city sidewalk, even though we do have our temporary fence here, but this is all city sidewalk. So they have to match exactly what's there. And for those of you that don't know, there's no rebar, at least where we're at. There's no rebar in any city work. So whether it's sidewalks, driveway approaches, or anything like that, there's no rebar in it because typically this stuff gets pulled out and put back so many times when you're doing renovations. So none of the city flat work has rebar in it. And again, it all has to be big rock or city mix. They do have their own specific mix that they require that when you call down to the concrete batch plants, you request city mix, and that's what they send out. These guys did a pretty good job of getting this all patched in. Goes all the way out here. You can see it cuts across over there. The thing that doesn't make sense to me is that they left, you'll see right here, this stuff drives me insane, but like this square right here is clearly dropping. You can see that, that's about an inch or so drop. That one's up an inch or so. If it were me, I'd pour those 2 new squares, but this part ain't up to me. These guys are basically the utility contractor that we hired to come in and do all of the underground. But here you can see our drain that is running out. So again, when we go to do the flat work, we're gonna have an in-ground box right here. That's where the water is gonna go into that 1 3-inch drain out, and it'll come out in the front over here out of the curb, which you can see right here. They've gone ahead and cored out the curb, and that's where the water is going to come out. Now, what's funny is I actually saw a video recently, I think it was on Facebook or something, where somebody was coring a curb to run their backyard drains out into the street, and everybody in that comment section blew up on how that's so illegal. You can't do that. Because apparently whatever happens in your small town or city applies to the whole rest of the country and or world. But that is 1000% okay. That is approved by the city. When they're doing any of this work here, they have an on-site city engineer and inspector that is on site when all of this stuff is happening. It's approved and it's okay. So if you see anybody freaking out in a comment section anywhere about somebody coring a curb to run their landscape drains out, just know that that's totally acceptable. And then of course, because we have fresh concrete, somebody else is probably gonna mark it. We gotta leave our little mark right there. Little USA with a little flag. I wanted to put some other stuff, but I feel like in this neighborhood, that alone is enough to offend like most of this neighborhood, because God forbid you're patriotic around here. We do got a giant rainbow shark though on that building. So I'm taking off for the day. I'm curious to see what we're gonna find in the morning written into that concrete. You never know in this neighborhood, and nobody is staying around to watch it until it kind of stiffens up, even though you'll have most of the night to still scribe into that thing. Y'all are coming along though, because this video is not ending, so we'll see in the morning if we get any fun characters drawn into that concrete. Well, y'all, we are back, and I guess fortunately, but unfortunately, nobody wrote anything in this. Kind of surprised for this neighborhood. But we got nothing written in the fresh concrete. Well, is what it is. Now today we are supposed to be getting our railing from Swift Powder Coat that should be showing up any minute now. And that is the handrail that goes up the entire staircase. We've got Nick inside putting a coat of sealer up underneath just the exposed plywood. We did go ahead and stain it, but this is the underneath of the bar. It's not gonna have any finish. So Nick's putting a nice sealer on that. This will be our bar rail. We have that getting finished off elsewhere, but that's gonna look good just like that. That's why we have this little recess here, so that can sit in there. We also cut a 45-degree bevel on that, so you don't look at a hard edge. If it were to be like that, you would see the edge of the plywood. But by cutting that 45-degree in there, it is a lot less noticeable to the eye. We've got Abel out back, stripping all of the forms from our pour yesterday, and have to say again, things turned out pretty good. Obviously, since we didn't strip the forms and finish the sides of the curb, you're gonna see the wood and lumber texture. We knew that going in. Again, kind of the theme of this place is gritty, not shitty. So they want it to be a little bit grungy, a little bit industrial, but obviously have like our polished flair on it, if that makes sense. So curbing looks good. Abel's getting all the forms cleaned off. Those will be going out to the ranch. We've got Derek over here. Waiting on some handrails. We got some bar stools. Derek, you want to show them a bar stool, dude? We got a little early, in our opinion, here on a
little very
bunch of boxes of bar stools showing up.
Day of opening kind of.
Yeah, yeah, but whatever. So the designer slash Dave's wife orders all of this stuff, and you know, we just have to deal with it. So we got some sweet old school green with the old turned wood legs there, and some brass footrail. Look at that. Who still makes these? I don't know, but they managed to find
there's a market.
a lot of brand new ones for retro pizza restaurants, I guess.
Keeping this company afloat right now, apparently.
They're probably like, whoa, whoa, whoa! Somebody bought those?
Wait a minute, what?
We haven't sold a set of those since 1972. So hey, you know, those go back in the box before they get damaged. Our flooring guys have come back and they've already done their second coat. So tomorrow this will all get scraped off and then it'll get its clear coat. But again, now we are just on standby here for our railing to show up so we can get the handrail all installed and essentially close out the staircase. Alrighty guys, special delivery has shown up. We've got all of the handrail done in a nice satin black here. This is actually an epoxy powder coat. So it doesn't have the UV stability of a normal powder coat, but it's made to hold up to all of the chemicals that are gonna get used cleaning this thing in a restaurant, as well as all of the oils and stuff from everybody's hands touching it. Cameron, the owner of Swift Powder, brought it out for us. Special delivery here. I'll show you guys. Originally, this was going to be just clear coated in the bare steel, and which actually looked really cool. But then the owner was here. We kind of made a decision to shift everything to black, which I think looks really good. Matches the black up against the wood that we have underneath the bar. And then, as you can see, I mean, I think the black looks pretty fantastic. Dedic is very pissed about the black, though.
I'm not pissed. I just wish I was told this before I did a bunch of like surface work and whatnot. Well, I don't fucking powder. if I use a head that's too big or something, you know.
I hear you. Just whatever's safest for it. Gotta say, y'all, the railing looks fantastic. Obviously, that's not in right now. That's why it's like, but we don't want to do the final install quite yet. We still got to anchor it to the floor here and there, which obviously we can't do with the ram board down. And then Dad went ahead and put nutserts everywhere. So we're just basically getting this thing secured somewhat in place right now, because it's honestly the safest place versus trying to lay it down. Swift did a fantastic job of getting it here undamaged. These were very awkward pieces to try to put onto a trailer, or even when they had them in Dave's van, taking them out to the powder coater. Awkward pieces, so everything here looks fantastic, beautiful finish. I think, again, the black looks great, just like the black does over here with the black floor up against the wood. We've got it anchored down to the concrete. We're leaving these on for right now because it is inevitable that something is gonna smack into them as we are working. I wish I could show you guys the stair treads, but we have some protection over them. It's kind of one of the things we do is we overprotect everything. So it's 3/4 plywood that we have cut and made to protect the entire staircase. That way it survives, at least through the construction process. It's gonna get beat to crap as soon as this place opens, but we want it to look good the day that we hand over the keys. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that we do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. Totally forgot. Don't know if we talked about this mural behind me. I hate it. Wasn't my call. But there's a stupid pizza mural. Y'all are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah.